Hello, this is Kevin Benedict, SMAC Analyst from Cognizant. SMAC's the acronym for Social, Mobile, Analytics, and Cloud. I have the privilege of spending time this afternoon with Sam Lakkundi. Sam, why don't you introduce yourself?
I am the Chief Mobile Officer for Kony Inc.
I hear a lot of companies that say things like, we are locked into SAP or Oracle or IBM or Infor or Sage or whatever because they put so many of the core processes in that ERP.
Exactly.
They don't want to do that with a lot of other vendors.
Absolutely.
Because it limits them, and it's a slow pace of upgrade, slow pace of innovation.
Absolutely.
They're saying in mobility, I don't want to be locked into a vendor.
Correct.
How does Kony address that concern with their apps? They're saying, are you guys proprietary, and so you have a reason that you should be proprietary, or do you give them apps that they can then extend, and are they open? How do you address that concern?
So one of the things that Kony has been from the very start has been an open standards platform, right? So what we are doing is when we actually generate the code, and give the end application to the customer, we are not locking them into a Kony infrastructure, Kony sort of code. We actually give it to them in the native code if they desire that. And what we are actually allowing them to do is extend it very simply and easily, right? So if I charge you for a software as a service, right, you pay me, X amount of dollars for my applications, then you're not really locked in, right? So because once you do it, you pay as you go. You could actually form a model for a small business, sort of enterprise saying, pay as you go. If you don't think that's what you need, well, we'll turn off the engine, off you to another vendor, which serves you better. But at this point, what we are focused on is the fact that we want to make sure that mobility becomes an easy journey for customers. How do you do that? How you do that is give them the applications that they can run, give them the ability to manage those applications, and make sure that you give them a platform if they want to extend, if they want to build their own applications, because I cannot have an application, give them the ability to actually say, any developers anywhere in the world can literally download, just the base and then deploy as platform as a service, customize as software as a service, or manage my applications as administrator, as management as a service. And that's the beauty of what companies like Kony are doing, not locking you into a vendorship. Right, you have been trapped into the Oracles, SAPs, and IBMs of the world by saying, okay, my data is owned by them, my infrastructure is owned by them, my software is owned by them. How do I now break open the chains and make this into a much more viable as I go on to the next? This is the typical Salesforce.com model, right?
Yeah.
It's a typical, Taleo model, right?
Yeah.
The companies like Taleo or Salesforce.com or companies, cloud-based companies like ServiceNow are taken off because there is no infrastructure, there is no
Got it. So nobody's locked in on a monthly service contract.
Absolutely.
So they can just stop.
They can just stop
because they didn't have to buy the infrastructure.
Absolutely. Think about Salesforce.com today. I use it for 3 months, and I said, you know what? I've overgrown it. I need to go to, let's say, a SQL CRM, right? I can stop it and move to CRM on demand, and I'm right up and running within the next 30 days.
So that really addresses that lock-in concern that companies have if they go to a platform as a service.
Absolutely. Completely, you're left open with none of this locking in, sort of play that you have in the companies anymore. So that's really the beauty of cloud as a service, application as a service, right?
So
Mobile
I guess
the
lock-in would be the degree to which you've customized an app yourself. That would be a barrier to change.
That's the only barrier to change, right?
Yeah.
Or if you give me your data and now I own the data, then you're locked in because I'm owning your data.
Right.
If I have to move it to another developer or another development tool set, then I got to give your data with you, which is a little more harder to take, right? So, but you already own the data because you have your SAP and your Oracle backends. You own the data. All I'm giving you is a skin, which you can customize. And if you don't require, and you say, oh no, I want to stop it, what you have lost is basically customization of that skin.
Right.
That's all you really lost in that sense. And that's much more rapid, entry into that market at that point.
That's a big change.
That's a huge change.
You and I talking even 18 months ago, we wouldn't have had this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. We were thinking about, on-premise, everything is basically hosted in your environment. Today, I talk to customers even at this event where more than half of them don't want actually a hosted in-premise solution. They want an offbeat solution. And that's really the major change, the massive shift that's happening in this market, which we as Kony are already addressing with SaaS, with software as a service, platform as a service, and of course, management as a service. And over that, visualization.
Sam, thank you again for sharing your expertise and your wisdom with all of us.
Thank you for listening.